Hey, what's up? So it's pretty close to cold and flu season around here, so I thought I'd make a video give you guys some tips. Some of the things are going to be natural antibiotics here. Other things are going to just be good for strengthening your immune system. And to start out, I've got this oregano. It's a type of oregano oil. It's wild harvested, so it's some of the best oregano oil that you can buy, and the price really shows it. Oregano oil, if you never had it before, is like really hot. So if you put a couple of drops into some water and drink it, it might burn on the way down and stuff. So usually what I do or I suggest is people take the soft gels and stuff. So that's one option. You usually want to make sure that you have at least a minimum carvacrol, which is one of the active compounds in there, of at least 60 to 70, somewhere around there, or at least higher. And that means it's really active stuff. So other than that, there's a traditional method, which is taken off into a different direction nowadays with these different foot pad packages. I've heard of people paying up to $45 for like 100 of these pads or whatever. So I guess that's not too far off from that bottom one there. Anyways, you don't need to buy foot pads. All you really need to do is go buy a red onion, and you can slice it thin and then put it on your foot and put your sock over it and sleep with it in your sock all night, and it'll detox your body, and it should help you overcome a cold or a sickness pretty quick. Some people have reported that they've done this and taken the onion off the next day, and it's completely black from removing some toxins out of their body. It's pretty amazing. It sounded weird when I first heard about it. I've used it with some success myself. It's the phosphoric acid, the same stuff that makes you cry, that's actually really good for removing the toxins out of your body. Other than that, olive leaf, this is not as intense of a taste as the oregano oil, so sometimes if I've had this in tincture, I could manage to put this underneath my tongue and let it sit there for 30 seconds, and the sublingual version can actually help your body absorb it. And this is another one that's good for your immune system and is like a natural antibiotic. For building up your immune system, this is Host Defense, My Community Capsules. It's a ton of different medicinal mushrooms in there, and if you use this for 30 to 60 days before getting sick or before cold and flu season, it's actually going to be more beneficial. But otherwise, it can also help you get over stuff as well. But yeah, for maximum benefit, use it for prolonged periods of times. They have a cumulative effect, and they work together as a team kind of deal, and can also ward off any negative type of detrimental fungus, bacteria that could be living inside of your intestines. So it's always a good thing to take different medicinal mushrooms, in my opinion. Vitamin C is going to be really good for you. Take lots of vitamin C if you get sick. Dr. Andrew Saul from dryourself.com always talks about how he takes 60,000 milligrams, or he's got a certain story that he tells where he took 60,000 milligrams of vitamin C. But yeah, for me personally, I take usually around 6,000 to 10,000 milligrams daily throughout my day, maybe 2,000 milligrams with a meal, and then one in between. And sometimes if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll take one or two as well. So that's a good thing for your immune system. Echinacea. I remember my mom used to swear by this stuff, and I used to laugh at her because I was very programmed by the culture and society that I live in that always said herbs, oh, you don't need herbs, there's no proven studies that show it's actually effective. And little did I know there's just not a lot of money in making money off of herbs and stuff like this, because when you sell one item that's at 5 cents a count, it's not that profitable compared to a lot of the pharmaceuticals they could have you take, right? Anyways, ginger is also really good for you. It's good for digestion too, but if you get sick, you could make a ginger juice if you have a juicer, or you could make a ginger tea by slicing it thin and putting it in water, boiling it 5 to 10 minutes. You add honey and lemon, and all those three together are actually going to be really good for you for an expectorant to remove any congestion you might have. D3, for me personally, I just would prefer to get my D3 by naturally sitting out in the sun for about 20 minutes, or well, simply because when I take it internally in capsules or liquid forms, I notice that I can have the side effects pretty easy, which can be like confusion or muscle cramps, muscle tension. Those things are what I have happen to me if I take too much D3 pretty quickly, actually. So elderberry is also really awesome. This stuff tastes really good. I've heard people actually put it on their ice cream. It's good for your immune system. It's usually one of the easier ones. If you get a kid's version, I mean, it's all pretty much good for everybody. It doesn't matter, but there are some labeled for kids specifically, and kids will actually love this stuff because it tastes good. So I would get that. And then oil pulling, that's another one that can really help you if you swish around oil in your mouth. Coconut oil is probably one of the best because it's very antibacterial, but it can detox your body and pull a bunch of things out of your body. And just use regular coconut oil. You could spend money on these different specific oral detox ones, and you don't really have to. You could also add a couple of drops of essential oil if you like to. That's what Dr. Axe prescribes all the time. And after you do this, make sure you spit it in the trash. Do not swallow your oil pulling coconut oil that's in your mouth, because then you're doing absolutely no good. The idea is that it takes it out of your system and then you spit it in the trash. If you spit it down the sink, you could also clog your sink or your drains, so don't do that. Activated charcoal is another natural antibiotic. You could use 1 or 2 of these 2 or 3 times a week on the regular basis, just to kind of keep your immune system going and boosted and stuff. Or if you start to feel something coming on, you just take one of these and it can help fight against it. The activated charcoal can really grab a hold of stuff that's in your digestive tract and just remove it completely. So it's also been real popular. People have been using this with coconut oil, mixing it themselves and using it as like a tooth polish kind of deal. So other than that, zinc is really important for guys, especially because every single time men urinate, they lose zinc. So in case you're completely depleted of zinc already, then you always need to replace it. For me, I take like 2 of these capsules a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. And I've seen lots of benefits, not only for my health, for my immune system, but men's health, prostate health, whatever. It's good for you. Manuka honey, this stuff is amazing. It's really expensive. It's got a very unique taste. All the stuff comes from New Zealand pretty much, because it's type of bee honey that's made from them feeding exclusively on tea tree leaves or melaleuca flowers and stuff. Not leaves, flowers, anyways. But yeah, there's these different grading systems. Like the top one says MGO. I'm not really familiar with that, but the bottom one says 24 plus, and I believe that's the UMF, or the unique Manuka factor. And the higher that number means the better quality it is. So these are on 2 totally different scales, and I don't know how they compare to each other really, but I've used the Manuka Doctor and I've used the one above there, and they're both really good. You just grab a spoonful sometimes and just eat it right down, or I've mixed it into tea as well. So, and getting to tea, I already mentioned the ginger tea. If there's other teas that you like, peppermint can be really soothing if you have a cold or a sickness or something like that. And throat coat or throat comfort, both of these teas are some of my favorite. And adding my own honey or adding my own lemon, both of those are going to be good for decongestant type issues. Anyways, guys, that's really all I had to say today. Stay healthy, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Have a great day, guys. Bye.